Hey, what's up? Um, I'm back after 5 months of inactivity. Uh, I apologize, obviously, but this video is going to be talking about a specific comment that was left last video that asked, I want to look at it. It said, and what do I do about it? Pertaining to the porn addiction, right? Now, there's various ways you can go about a porn addiction, obviously. Um, the main ways and the ways that most people will tell you to go about it is go outside more, be more active, and you know uh, build a habit that replaces the the action of like fucking jacking off. What else could it be, right? Now, well, I do agree that yes, that does help. I also think that that is a short form solution. You need to change the paradigm you view things in, right? You cannot. Yes, if you view jacking off as bad, yes, that's like okay, yeah, whatever. But what if that at the same time you replace that with fucking whores? You know, that does no good because you're doing the same thing, but instead of jacking off and pleasuring yourself, you're making somebody else do it for you. And it leads to the same goddamn thing, right? So you want to change your paradigm. Now, obviously, changing what you do on a day to day, building new habits, um, and that sort of thing is a good thing to do. And I think that's actually one of the first steps you should take. But that should also go hand in hand with the fact that you cannot think in the old way that you used to think, you know. The problem with a lot of these nofap or you know what? I'm not gonna go into that, right? I'm talking about something else. The thing is, you should change the way you view the world, right? Be more present in your thoughts. The reason I say this is simply because there is there's no rhyme or reason you should be your thought. You should let your thoughts make decisions for you. You should be the one making the decisions. And I know that sounds really off and really weird because usually it's like, oh yeah, well, I'm the one thinking. The thoughts are coming from me. As a Christian, as an Orthodox Christian, sometimes thoughts we believe, and I wholeheartedly believe this as well. Sometimes thoughts do not come from us. Now, let's put that aside. The truth is, a lot of the times that we are quote unquote thinking, and this is for like 90% of the population, we are not really thinking. We're letting thoughts pass by, which isn't the same, right? And that's a problem because those same thoughts that you just let pass by, it might be your insecurities. It might be, hey, do this. Hey, why don't you just go look and, look at that old video you were playing a couple months ago that you really liked. Maybe, but just look at it for a while. You're not really gonna do anything, and you end up doing the same shit you were doing a couple months ago, which is jacking off in this case, right? That's what you need to try to avoid. The only real way that you can avoid this, aside from keeping yourself busy, is being present. You need to be present. You need to be aware of your thoughts, of who you are. There's a sense of self introspection that you need to accomplish because ignoring thoughts can only get you so far. You need to ignoring the thoughts. Yes, it will help you for a while. It will. But I've seen countless testimonies of people saying like, "Oh, I relapsed after 6 months," and yeah, that's a good mark. 6 months without it, hey, everybody's a human. Everybody can fail. Nothing wrong with that. The problem is we're trying to stay away from it indefinitely. We're not trying to go back. We don't want to relapse, right? And especially if you're an addict, you are an addict. You have an addiction, right? You need to confront the thoughts. You need to analyze them. You need to be present in those thoughts. You need to feel the pain. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Because living, in a sense, is painful. You feel like living, for a lot of people, including myself sometimes, living is shitty. you don't really you don't really feel like waking up. You don't really feel like thinking too much. But what else are you gonna do? Are you just gonna lay down and take it? Is that what you're gonna do? No. You need to get up. You need to be a man. You need to confront life. Take it by the horns. Because if you don't take it by the horns are gonna take you. And nobody wants to end up a fucking crack addict at the side of the road. And I'm not saying you're gonna end up like this, but I'm just putting an example, right? You need to feel the pain. You need to confront the thoughts that are disturbing you because there's no other way of getting rid of them. Yeah, you can ignore them for a while, but they'll come back. And as far as I know, you can't put your hand up and cover the whole sun. The sun is the sun still exists after you put your hand up and cover it. You're just making temp a temporary solution for a a long term problem that you're gonna have to deal with later. And the problem, well, quote unquote, a problem. The thing with this is that you need to have the tools in order to deal with the problem. Problems are not dealt with haphazardly. You need to solve the problem and nip it in the bud before it gets worse. So you need to be more present. You need to analyze your thoughts. You need to think, why do I want to do this? Right? Why do I want to go and watch porn? What am I lacking? Am I lacking love? Am I not doing something right? Do I feel bad about myself? Why should I undertake this action? Why should I jack off? For what? Is there any benefit to it? How did I feel the last time I do it? When I did it, did my body benefit from this? Did my brain get any better when it comes to, I don't know, neuroplasticity, for example? And the answers to all of these things are pretty clear, but these are things that you do not think when you're an addict. When you when you're an addict, you don't think about these things because you're not thinking at all. And that's a problem. There needs to be a paradigm shift when it comes to being present in your thoughts. Maybe you could do meditation, prayer. Those things keep you present. And that's the whole point. And the thing is, this doesn't even go to just being an addict. This will help in everything. Every single thing you do in life, this will aid in it. It's um it's a really good thing. You need to learn to appreciate things more. Life isn't just pleasure and things that you like. Life is also suffering. The pain almost makes us human because we are flawed. We fell from the garden. That's the whole thing. And that event signifies the pain of the human nature. When Christ came to the world, he got crucified. He felt pain, right? So every human that has ever existed, from Adam all the way to the newest born baby, from like maybe a second ago, all of us experience pain at some point in life. That's the one thing that's certain, whether it's in death or while you're alive. The certainty of life is that you will experience pain. And so instead of running away from it and saying like, "Oh, I don't like how I feel when I'm not doing this certain thing," you need to say, "That's okay. That thing that I want to do that doesn't benefit me, I cannot do it, and I need to handle the pain. I need to live with the pain, you know? There's no other way about it." Anyways, um I'm gonna go because I don't want to. The video's almost over, and I don't want to jab my head off. I'm gonna try to keep myself more consistent. I know I. It's kind of weird because only this would be the second video I upload. I had a couple things going on. I was being lazy and such, but I'm trying to keep myself, locked in or whatever. So expect the third video soon enough when I find the topic that I want to talk about. You know, but yeah, you guys, if you guys have any suggestions, just leave them in the comments. And yeah, God bless. See you guys around, and you have a good day, night, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. Maybe you live in Mars. I don't fucking know. You guys take care, man. God bless.